Smile. That's right. We have some news coming out of the production of Smile Part 2. But before we get to that news, a few things for you to do here on Let's Talk. Yeah, we are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers in the next year. We need you to subscribe. We also need you to hit the alert bell, to hit the like button on all of our videos, leave positive or constructive comments, keep it friendly. Occasionally give us a super thanks or become a member for $2.99. Anything you can do to send a few dollars our way to make our lives a little bit bearable and to tell us that you love us. But yes, Smile. Smile 2. Dylan Gelula joins cast of horror sequel. As you recall, Smile was quite the surprise hit. Smile 2 was added to its cast, with Deadline reporting that Dylan Gelula is set to appear in the upcoming horror sequel. Gelula will star in the film alongside previously announced stars Naomi Scott, Lukas Gage, Gallner, and Rosemarie DeWitt. The plot and details for the film, as well as various characters, are unknown at this time, so fans will have to wait for more information as we get closer to the film's release on a plan for October 18th, 2024. So not that long to go. Gelula is best known for her role as Xanthippe on the Netflix series Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I've never seen, but also starred in the 2023 film Dream Scenario, as well as 2022's I Want You Back. What do we know about Smile 2? Well, not too much is known about Smile 2. Its release date has been set for October 18th, 2024. The original film grossed over $217 million worldwide and brought in $105 million domestically. Director Parker Finn will continue. Finn told Coming Soon that the potential of a sequel in an interview last year. Never in a million years did I think that the people were going to be asking me for another one of these movies, which is amazing. I think there's a lot of exciting stuff that could be done in the world of Smile. There's a lot of corners that I purposely left unexplored and things that I wish I could have done in the first one, but there wasn't room to do it. Yada, yada, yada. So yeah, Smile was quite the surprise hit. It undoubtedly managed to capture the zeitgeist on a very low budget, made a lot of money. I remember the sort of the guerrilla marketing where they would position people at like sports stadiums and at concert venues, and then they'd get them on the camera and you'd see them sort of doing this in the crowd, and it was pretty creepy. 25, 30 years ago, Blair Witch time would have been a bigger deal, but it was still pretty neat to see them do these little jewels of guerrilla marketing out there in the real world, which I thought was fun. Yeah, but undoubtedly the film did capture the zeitgeist. Can a sequel do the same thing? It's hard to say. I think the goodwill for the first film, usually you can depend on that, bringing people out in droves for a second film. But then, of course, the second film has to deliver in some capacity. So sequels like this are a little bit difficult. What do you do? Do you expand it, reinvent it, try to make it bigger and better than the first one, and risk turning people off? Or do you stick with the things that made the first film charming, and risk boring people? It's very difficult to say which direction you should take with films like this. I think that more often than not, sequels in this type of cinema tend to go downhill, I think. There was a time where you could count on all sequels to be worse than their predecessors, but that's changed in the last 20, 30 years, with bigger budget films especially, where they always expand and do better the second time around, and they have more resources. But with this type of film where it's based on a concept that was probably written down on a napkin or maybe pitched in an elevator, maybe there's not necessarily as much meat on the bones as you think, and then you risk sort of flatlining very, very quickly. I'd be fine without sequels to any of these great conceptual horror films that have these sort of interesting ideas that you can explore very briefly. Stick it into a quick film and sort of capture everybody's imagination that way, and then leave it to their imaginations for all of eternity. But no, we're going to make sequels. We're going to squeeze every dollar we can out of this. It was undoubtedly coming after that box office, but yeah, I will wait and see. But in the meantime, Try to smile, and until next time, keep it creepy.